Um, Hi, my name is Tico, and I'm an illustrator for mobile games, and I also stream on Twitch. This is my first YouTube video, and I'm quite scared, and I have no idea what I'm doing. But I guess we're doing it. Like I said, this is my first YouTube video, but technically not the first one because I used to do like random gaming content before. But I really wanted to refocus myself this year and focus more on my art with hopes that I would be able to do more things and also be able to share to more people. And that's why I made a promise to myself that I would like to do more videos this year. For the first time ever, I finished my first sketchbook. I was very notorious when it comes to um, being afraid to start sketching on a piece of paper before because I always have this fear that it will not look as good as the ones we see online where people share their sketches in a very good looking spread. But once I got that idea out of my head, it really made the process more fun for me. And I really like how I was able to experiment more. I was able to have fun with sketching and just going around and going somewhere, taking my sketchbook with me, and just sitting and drawing basically. And I really wanted to do this video because just to kind of like remind ourselves that no matter what happens, if you're scared to do something, just do it. Especially when it comes to art. Like it's all about having fun and experimenting and trying something new. And I think I started this sketchbook like around summer of last year, like summer or spring, and it took me like around 7 or 8 months to finish everything, which in my opinion is a bit long when it comes to this size of a sketchbook. But I feel like it doesn't really matter because um, I was able to do it, and I think I should give myself a pat on the shoulder. So yeah, considering that this is my first YouTube video, I'm very excited that I'm about to say this, but do not forget to like and subscribe on my page and maybe leave a comment on what's your favorite sketch that I did here. And so yeah, I guess we're going to start looking at my sketches. So I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. We're officially in the part where I show you guys my sketchbook. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at the sketchbook that I finished officially for the first time, and I'm super happy with it. But don't get me wrong, I do have a bunch of sketchbooks here, and some are like super thin. I actually did finish this one. No, actually this one. I did finish this one, but I wouldn't consider this as my first official sketchbook because this is like super thin. But I think I would consider this as my practice sketchbook. And then this is like a sketchbook that where I only use acrylic markers, and I have a sketchbook where I try to, just play around and do a bunch of little silly things. And I also really love this sketchbook, and I'm actually quite surprised since this is not finished yet, because this sketchbook has a bunch of different materials, and I love working on this one. But yeah, we're gonna be focusing on this one primarily because this is my first official sketchbook that I finished. But do let me know if you're interested in looking at a bit of preview on the other sketchbooks that I have here. But for now, let's take a look at this. So this is like a really small sketchbook from our Talens Creation. I think that's what the brand is called. And I love how small and handy this is because, whenever I decide to just go to the city center or whenever I'm traveling, it's very handy. It's always in my bag, and I love that. The quality of the paper is also really nice, And, I love decorating stickers. These are some of my stickers that I created. And I think I got these from somewhere because I love Sylvanian families. And I think my friend Luca gave me this because I love cats so much. And my friend Jan got his new headphones and he gave me this sticker. And I just decided to just put it here because it looks really nice as well. And I don't remember who gave me this one exactly, but I think he's from one of my classmates in Pictoplasma. I remember this is from one of my friends from Japan, who was also my classmate in Pictoplasma Academies. She's a Curly Mads, a wonderful sweetheart. I love her so much. So, yeah, let's start the sketchbook tour. Here's another sticker that I have. It says, art now, adult later. Not gonna lie, when I first decided to do like a sketchbook, I wasn't really a big fan because it was a bit scary at the beginning because I don't know what to draw. So if I can say something, the best thing to do is just to start it. And because, you know, we tried to do this aesthetic spreads, which I think adds a lot of pressure for us. And once I got that idea out of my head, having this sketchbook has been really helping me just to be more playful and try to do a lot of things and try different materials. And here, I think I was actually inspired by an artist called Arrtx. She's a very wonderful artist. She does a lot of cute works. I was using some alcohol markers from Ohuhu and some, I think, colored pencils just for the line art. And I actually kind of like how this one turned out. This one, the first few pages of my sketchbook are usually like a hit or miss. Like this spread specifically, I kind of don't like it. But I did use like a bit of like a special color here from Posca. I think these are the metallic stuff that they have. And at the very beginning, I was using a bunch of alcohol markers. Like these two are alcohol markers. Although I think here I use some crayons from Caran, which I also love using, by the way, for my sketchbooks. The only downside that I have for this paper that I didn't like that much is that whenever I use alcohol markers, they tend to show through on the next page. What I end up usually doing is that I try to skip the next page and then go to the next one. This is the time where I first started using acrylic markers, and I'm super happy that I also met an artist called Picadar. This sketchbook was actually heavily inspired by her works because as someone who was not comfortable with like doing sketches, it was really fulfilling to see someone, you know, just trying a bunch of things and not being afraid to just do whatever you want and just be happy and just be playful with it. And so, Picadar, if you're watching this, I'm not sure if you're gonna ever watch this, but thank you so much for being such a huge inspiration for me. And I was trying to just also play with colored pencils here. So I think what I was doing here is I was just sketching some characters and then just adding a bit of like alcohol markers for the backgrounds and then some textures and some random stars. And I feel like that's one of the easiest ways to just build the sketchbook. I think these were made with acrylic markers from Arrtx as well. I was waiting for my French class in my city and I was like super early there and I was just doodling around and playing with some animals. And this one is like, I was also inspired by Picadar here because I was trying to figure out how to mix and match colors, which is she's an adorable inspiration on that. The idea of using like a different color for the shadows and for the shade for the highlights instead of just using black and white is kind of fun. And here I think this is when I kind of like began using acrylic markers more, which I think I would consider as definitely my favorite material to work with. And this I made for one of my best friends because, you know, whenever I see a cat, I always get reminded of him because he also really likes cats. And I think I found a rug on Pinterest which inspired me with this art piece. I like how, you know, I was just playing along with the shapes and then having this random doodles to just kind of like make the scene or the thing more alive. I like this one. And I don't even know what I was doing here. I don't even know what kind of character is this. Is it a squirrel without the tail? Is it a bear? I don't know. But I think, you know, I tend to draw eyes that are like super simple. And so I think what I wanted to do here is just use a different eye shape, like different way of drawing mouth, and I think it's nice still. And usually what happens if I don't like something in my sketchbook, like on my spread, I tend to just cover it up with like some post-it notes and then just doodle on top, and I think that kind of adds a bit of like character to the page, which I absolutely adore as well. Um, and here I was testing like mixing alcohol markers, and I think I was using some sort of like sakura pens here, like for the outlines, and also acrylic markers. So this spread has allowed me to just figure out how they work well together, if they work well together or not, you know. This one is definitely one of my favorite pages. I think I was drawing this when I was with my friends, Maya, Jose, and Jacob in the city center, because I love this. It was like really summer. It was really hot, and all I can think of is, you know, some like really ice cold lemonade. So I ordered that, and I was just drawing these lemons, and here with a big butt, with a shiny butt. And yeah, I feel like I was drawing a bunch of like animals on the last few spreads that I decided to just try to do some human characters. I kinda I'm kinda okay with this, I think, but not this one so much. But I think I also tried to find like a color palette on Pinterest and just try to figure out how can I use those palettes with the materials that I have. Now here's another one. I was in I was in the era of drawing butts. Can I say that on YouTube? I'm not sure if I can say that. Everything here is acrylic markers as well. I kind of like how the colors. This could be like a fun print actually. I feel like this could be a pattern, like some silly dogs doing silly little things. And I think I really like the colors here as well. And here I got really into Sylvanian Family's blind bags, and I was buying like a bunch of them, and I was really hoping to get this this secret from one of the series. This is like another doodle that I did for that same friend earlier. I think he had an exam on that day. Whenever something happens to them, like, you know, they're having exams or they're having something, you know, I love making silly doodles for my friends, and I'm really happy that they're allowing me to just be myself and just giving them random doodles like, hey, I send them a message like, hey, good luck with your exam, instead of just like sending that. I attach like a photo of this doodle, and then, you know, I hope they like them. It makes me happy whenever I do something, like even if it's just like a silly doodle for them. I wanted to draw like water starters here, and then some fire starters here. I kind of like how this one turned out, but I feel like this is a bit messy because the colors are kind of meh, and it's not that clear of what's really happening. But I think it's like a really fun practice. This is like super special for me because I've always wanted to try plein air painting, but I'm always afraid. And what do we do when we're afraid? Just start. I think this is the first thing that I did. So I saw this wonderful photo from Pinterest, and I was just trying to figure out how to do the shapes of the rock and the trees and the sky and the water and, you know, the leaves, and I think it turned out quite nice actually. Like for the first time study, I actually end up liking this so much. And this one is it's kind of like, oh, I'm okay with a lot of things here, but I specifically do not like where I drew the bell tower. I didn't like it as much. And this one is super fun because, you know, for these two I was doing like references from photos, but here I was actually on that spot. Like this was drawn in Trieste, Italy. I was there with some of my girlfriends, you know, friends who are girls, with Maya, Hannah, and Tarkio. And we were we just went there for like a day, have a day trip. We were actually sitting on the pier in Trieste, and it was a really good practice. Like I was really careful on making sure that everything is kind of like clear, that this is like the mountains, that there are houses, and there is something happening here. It's like on the busier side of the street, and, you know, we have the water here. Oh, this one is very special because, you know, it was my mom's birthday. I took a day off, and I went to one of my favorite restaurants here in my city. And while waiting for the food to arrive, I started doodling something for her, and I really miss her. And whenever I look at this drawing, I know it's not complete. I actually have no idea why this is not complete. Like there's a bunch of things here that I could continue working on, but I think I like the simplicity of this one. Like she loves flowers, so whenever I get a chance, and whenever I'm thinking about her, I always tend to draw flowers for her. And then you see here the mama, and like a little bear. I love bears too, and I love flowers, and she's adorable, and I miss her. This one is actually something that I'm really happy with. Like I love drawing Pokemon as well. I like drawing fan arts. So I specifically like how I drew Pikachu and Bulbasaur. Charmander is very cute as well, but I think Squirtle could have a bit more love. And I was really inspired by Angela Pan, who is also like really good with making like landscape with acrylic markers. And I was really pushing for myself to use other colors here instead of like using like blue for the sky and white for the walls. So it was really a good practice. And yeah, this one is like another cat. I love cats. I feel like from this point forward, you will be seeing lots of cats that maybe I should add like a counter as to how many cats I'm gonna be drawing from now on. But yeah, this is like super fun as well. Like I like this one. This is like the time when I first started using fountain pens. I was also inspired by Picard to start using fountain pens, but yeah, I was just doodling. I think this one's Sonic, Moomin, and some random cats in the car, and some whale and shaman. This is such a fun exercise. I think I actually did this on stream, on my Twitch streams, and I actually, if I'm not mistaken, I did a bunch of spreads that I did with my Twitch community. And I feel like that's one of the best things about streaming on Twitch, is that sometimes when I don't know what to draw, my community always delivers on giving me ideas on what to draw. I saw this little silly Sylvanian critter with like wearing this really big and huge French fry costume, which I find super funny and cute. And here we have Pikachu. We love Pikachu. We love a chunky Pikachu. Here's another spread that I did on stream. It was my friend's Ibui's birthday, and I thought, let's do a little doodle for Ibui. And yeah, I also really like this one. It's like a little character. And here's like a little Game Boy. I really like this spread as well. It's like super fun to draw this. I don't remember actually what I used here. I think I used some watercolors or watercolor pencils. I think I was also in Italy when I was drawing this with my friend Jakob. We were watching Cirque du Soleil, and when we were having a break from walking around the city, we decided to just have some ice cream and eat and draw some Pokemon from memory. And so he was just giving me some prompts on what to draw. Oh, this one is super fun. I really like this one. I was also drawing these with my friends Maya and Jose one summer last year. Really fun to draw these insects and bugs. And yeah, I was just trying a bit of like shape language and some colors and adding some textures, which I think is super nice. Here I was just drawing a bunch of more cats and some Pokemon and a bit of dog and a cherry. And this one also, I kind of like how this one turned out. And one thing that I kind of like figured to not waste pages is that usually when I first draw like alcohol markers here, I tend to just draw on the next page with acrylic marker, so they kind of like, I can put them on top. When I found the solution, okay, alcohol marker here, acrylic marker here, then it was the best. And yeah, more Pokemon and more cats. Here's another cat, another cat, another cat. My friend who I talked to earlier, was talking about earlier, he and his brother has a cat called Mitzi, and I'm such a huge fan of Mitzi, and I was just trying to draw that adorable fluffy cat. And she's also like my daughter. I love Mitzi. And I called Jakob B, like Jakob B. So I was inspired to draw a bee here with some flowers. And yeah, surprise, more cats. I actually really like the simplicity of this, and the colors are super, kind of like this very airy feeling. It's very calming. And more fountain pens and more cats. Oh, this one I think I drew this when I watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and I really loved Derpy, and I was really trying to kind of like have a stylized version of Derpy, because Derpy is like super round, super cute, super fluffy, and I actually like how this one turned out. And I was meeting with my friend and Luno. We were just hanging out, and yeah, we it was fun. Like, and then we had some Vietnamese food afterwards, and I was also doing another character from K-pop Demon Hunters, but I actually do not like this at all. I just want to rip this off and just continue. I think I was using some crayons here, some Caran Dash crayons, and I tried to, do a bit of like diluted water here, but it was a bit messy, so I just kind of like ditched the idea and moved on. And yeah, this is also using crayons, but yeah, as you can see here, it's super dirty whenever I try to blend them. And if you have any tips about using crayons, let me know. I think this is the first time that I tried to mix alcohol markers and colored pencils together for the shading. It was a good experience, but I would really like to see how far can I push this idea of using the two materials together. And here, you know how much I love drawing cute stuff, and so here my goal was just to really get out of my comfort zone and just try to make weird shapes as much as possible. I think I was drawing Gala from Animal Crossing, and here's another practice that I did for the what do you call that, for the shapes, where I tried to not do my usual art shape language. My friend really likes cinnamon rolls. He really likes cinnamon roll, and so I was drawing a bunch of cinnamon rolls in here. I actually really like how this one turned out as well, and this reminds me of those Naruto from in ramen. Yeah, more Sylvain and family sketches. This one is also really, I like this one. This two not so much, but I was just trying different backgrounds because I tend to just draw them with the simple square behind them. And here, of course, Mitzi, Jimmy. So my friends call me Jimmy because whenever I go climbing, I always wear this shirt with a Gymshark, and one of them started calling me Jimmy or Jim or Jimmy from Gymshark, and so it's like Jimmy love Mitzi, and this is Mitzi the cat that I absolutely adore, and like a random dog. And I really like how I was pushing like the shadows here. Oh, this is like one of my favorite sketchbook pages here. And when I was doing this with the sharp shadows, I really wanted to attempt here as well, and I think I like how this one turned out. And here's like another thing. So remember when I told you guys that I tend to just cover a part of my sketchbook that I don't like with like a post-it note? So this is like the original piece, and I think this one is a lot better, a lot more in my style, a lot more cute. And here I was testing how to use colored pencils and alcohol markers together again on one piece. This is like, oh, I think these were made with alcohol markers, and I really enjoy drawing this long cat here, long Mitzi. I think I ended up turning these into 3D after sketching this. And then this one, I really like these spread in general, because the colors just kind of like look nice together. Oh, this one I made when my friend went to France. You know how I say that I love giving them doodles? So when he went to France for like a short vacation, I drew this, and then I snapped a photo. It's like, hey, enjoy France, and then I sent him this doodle. And when he got back, he got me this Plaza Junior, and he's adorable. I love this guy so much. I just carry this guy wherever I go because he's a very special gift for me. And I think this little creature turned out nice as well. I think this was also made for my friend who they were drinking that night. It's like, oh, this is gonna be you later on. So I had this like sad cat and like a crying cat, and it says here weekend means no homies. because I tend to have this like, you know, I really miss my friends a lot when it's like the weekend. And when I posted this on my stories, everybody just messaged me just to check if I'm okay. Like I tend to just let my feelings out, and a bunch of my friends reach out to me and say, hey, are you okay? Like they got a bit scared and worried when I first posted this, and that really made me feel touched. Like I'm super blessed with, you know, with my friends, and they just made sure that I'm okay, that I'm not sad or anything, and that really meant a lot to me. Here, oh, I was just trying to get out of my comfort zone when it comes to like characters, because I feel like I don't do this kind of like proportions that much for my characters. And this one, yeah, just some random bears and a cat and a bunny. Actually, I just realized I drew three different animals here. Oh, this one, you know, when my friend told me that they like Ninja Turtles, I was just like on my moment where I drew Ninja Turtles. And I think this was also the time when McDonald's had this Hello Kitty, like Sanrio X Ninja Turtles collab, and we went to McDonald's that day and we got like a bunch of Happy Meals, and yeah, some cat with a strawberry, and yeah, I was using like alcohol markers, and I think I was watching my friend's Planet Yas's stream. She's one of my besties, and she's adorable. And so Yas, I know you're here. I love you. I just wanted to tell you that, because she really likes caterpillars. She likes bugs. So yeah, remember when I told you that I got into my Ninja Turtles era? So this is basically it. And when I showed this to my friends, they both really like this one. And I think here I was using some colored pencils, which are super fun to use actually, but I just do not know how to use them when blending. So, you know, I love Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is such a huge inspiration for me. So these are like some of the designs that they have in, you know, in their earlier games where everything is like boxy, and I really wanted to just kind of like figure out how to do it, and kind of like in my style as well. So it was a fun experiment. Like, I also really like this one with my friends in mind. Like Jimmy, they call me Jimmy, and you know, we're a bunch of friends who love cats. This is probably one of my favorite drawings that I did here. Like, it's super special to me. As you can see here, there's like a ripped page here because I drew something for my very dear friend Matt Miles. We met for the first time when we went to Venice. I actually drew something for him. Before we said goodbye, I ripped the page off, went to grab his passport, and put the drawing there. And yeah, I think we were doing this in a cafe in Venice, and he's also really into Pokemon. Huge, probably the biggest Pokemon fan that I know. And so I got inspired to draw like a Pokemon for him, like Victini. And then from now on, it's just gonna be like a lots of Pokemon after meeting him. And I was trying to do like a Rockruff here. He doesn't look like a Rockruff, but I think the essence is there. And Espeon, definitely one of my favorite Pokemons. I love the design of Espeon. And this one, I actually really enjoyed doing this. And I like how this one turned out, because, you know, I was just trying to blend with like alcohol markers and using like acrylic pens to just kind of like have this shine. And I think it turned out really nicely. Wait, Matt actually gave me the Zoro plush. So I got inspired to just draw the plush that he gave me. And I saw this like really silly photo of Garfield on Pinterest, and I decided to also draw this here. And as a spread, I really enjoyed this one as well. And like I was drawing like a corgi with like Mudkip hat, and here's like Mitzi the cat like as a piano, because my friend plays the piano. Yeah, I think I was in the cafe when I drew this, and I ordered like cacao with some whipped cream on top. So I drew like some hamsters like eating some sunflower seeds. I love Nyota so much. I don't have a toy yet, because whenever I try to attempt to buy Nyota, they just ran out very quickly here where I live. And I was just trying to figure out the art style of Nyota. Here, I think I was trying to use acrylic markers and then putting the shading it with colored pencils for just kind of like that texture. And I think I had fun doing this. And here's like another attempt to just use purely colored pencils. As a tool, I really love how playful they look like. It's just that I feel like here I kind of got the idea of how to use them because I really like how this one turned out. But here, as you can see, there's like a bit of like messy and the shapes are not that clear. And here, more attempts to use colored pencils, like some dogs like growing from the plants, like flower dogs, and some Nyota inspired artwork. Oh, I really love this one as well. This one is like, I like how this sort of like turned into like an emblem or like a locket design. I really had fun doing this. Like, it's definitely one of my favorites, and this one is one of my favorites as well. I was, you know, after meeting Matt, I got into the idea of drawing Snoopy more, and this one is definitely on top of my favorites in this sketchbook. You know how I had this issue of whenever I use alcohol markers on this sketchbook that it bleeds on the next page? So what I did here is that I did the front view of the Dene from Pokemon, and then I drew like a butt at the back, and I think it turned out really like such a fun experiment, and I'm gonna be using this from now on. So this could be like a series. Trust me, I'm gonna make a series with this one. And this one, when they released the new updates for Animal Crossing, I got really excited because I also really love Splatoon. And when they announced that there's gonna be new characters, like new villagers that are inspired by the Splatoon 3 idols, I decided I need to draw them. I need to draw them on my sketchbook. This is also inspired by Sylvanian families. And also, like, I also did this for Matt because I think he actually chose Meganium for his Pokemon Legends ZA starter, and I think he likes Meganium. I like the colors, it's super warm. But yeah, I reached the end of my sketchbook, and I finished this in November 1, 2025. So this video has been long way overdue. I started the sketchbook around summer of last year, so it's been probably roughly 6-7 months to finish the entire thing, which is, I feel like, super long. But this really inspired me to do more of this stuff. And if you haven't yet, I really recommend that you start having a sketchbook. Start small, because, you know, having like a big sketchbook can be intimidating as a beginner. It's good to start small because, you know, you're given like this limited space. It really helped me get rid of that fear of making sure that everything needs to be filled. So just have fun, like, and I'm super really excited because, like, I have a new sketchbook that I'm planning to start from now on. And I couldn't thank you all enough for being here with me. So yeah, thank you so much, and as always, please be kind to yourself and to everybody else. I love you all, and see you in my next video. Bye bye.